Welcome to the Teenpreneur Show. I'm your host, Diyakohli, and I'm a teenpreneur, bringing you global entrepreneurs who are teenagers. They've started out really young and are an inspiration to all. They prove to be the perfect example of how teenagers can rise high. So tune into this show every week to know more about these young game changers and be inspired by these teens. Watch The Young Dream Big. Now on with the show. Hello everyone, welcome to the Teenpreneur Show. I'm your host Diyakohli, and I'm also a teenpreneur. I started Redone It by Dia 2 years ago, and I recycle denim into fashionable and cute handbags and purses, all made by underprivileged women tailors who now have a source of income to bring back to their families. Also, 100% of the proceeds are donated towards cancer treatment and cancer research. But let's get on with the show. Today's teenpreneur is Arianna Fox. She's 14 years old and from Delaware, USA. Hi, Arianna. Hi, we can't hear you actually.
There we go. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on, and I'm super excited to get to know you better and for our audience to get to know you better. So, can you tell us about yourself?
Absolutely. So, hi, I'm Arianna Fox, and I am a girlpreneur, double author, double and best-selling author, actually,
Wow.
motivational and keynote speaker, actress, and voiceover talent and teen influencer.
Wow, and all of that at 14 years old. Wow, that's just amazing. So
Thank you.
let's talk about how you're an author first. So what books have you published?
So I have two published books. The first one is a children's book called The Princess Chronicles, and that's about these princesses who are learning kindness, friendship, forgiveness, all those important qualities. And the second one is my sci-fi novel called False Awakening, which is a sci-fi novel for all ages about a man who's in a dream within a dream within a dream, and he joins a rebellion and fights against an evil tyrant to save the dream world and the real. So we're really excited about that. That also is my that's the book that is an Amazon bestseller. We republished it with Third Coast Books last year, and it blew our minds that it became an Amazon best-selling book. And not only that, but it also landed a contract for the book to become a movie, which we are extremely excited about. I'm also working on my third book, but that I know you mentioned the books that I've published, so those are the two.
Well, that's amazing, and that's so cool. Like, how was your first reaction when you figured out that this was going to be a movie? Your second book.
Oh man, I mean, I was blown away. My parents and we were just kind of like, okay, this is a dream of ours that we have had for years, like, okay, to write a book and then have a movie based off of it, we're really excited. Just the only thing that we are hoping and praying for the first day of production to come. When the producer and not the producer but the director and all the people and all the cast will get together and just rock it for the first day of production, then it will absolutely change our lives. So we're just gearing up and hoping and getting excited for that.
Oh, that's like outstanding. I'd be so happy if I had a movie being made about my book. That's just great. Yeah, and you also mentioned that.
I was gonna say, it's funny you say outstanding. That's a phrase of one of my characters in the book.
Oh wow!
It's a phrase, yeah.
Also, so you mentioned that you are currently working on a book. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So it is the book that I have right here on my shirt. There we go. Sabre Black, and then let's see see if I can find.
Oh, that's so cool! Yeah.
There we go. So it's basically Sabre Black, and it is my young adult and /teen fantasy that I am working on, that I actually finished writing, and I finished my own self-editing process, and now I'm going through with a professional editor. And so it's called Sabre Black. I'm really excited
Mhm.
about it. It's for like I said, teens and young adults. It's about a race of people who have wings that are called Andorians. And the good guys are called Sarahs, and the bad guys are called Sendars. However, the main character is born a Sendar but fights for the Sarahs. So is she good? Is she bad? Is she both?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's so cool. So, how many hours have you been working on that book?
How many hours? You mean in general,
In
or?
a like hours in a day, I mean.
Oh, okay. Well, for a long time, I had kind of a set apart writing schedule for basically writing like 1 hour of Saber Black on like every day of the week except for Friday, where I would actually spend the whole day working on it,
Mhm.
and then on weekends I would take the day off. Unless I happen to have the inspiration, like I must write Saber Black, then of course, by all means. But yeah,
Yeah.
and so I think that was actually, it's a really good question that you say that, because a lot, and I think a lot of writers, if a lot of writers are watching this right now, then I think you guys can totally understand here, where I think, as for me, when I started writing a lot of stories,
Mhm.
I would be like so excited. I would have the motivation and the inspiration and everything, and then I'd just feel like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll just write like a chapter or two. And
Uh-huh.
I think that that is so that's something that I had, that's a mindset I had for a long time,
Mhm.
until I started with False Awakening. Especially, I started realizing, okay, I need, like, if this is something I want to do, I need to work hard to do it.
Yeah.
And so basically, I ended up figuring out that if this is actually a real thing I want to do, then I have to force myself to write, even if I don't feel like it. Even if I
Yeah.
don't, even if I'm not able to write much, I'm not really into word counts or anything. If I happen to write like 2,000 or more words in an hour or something, then sure, that's awesome. That's something to celebrate. But I'm not really aiming for a certain amount of
Yeah.
words per day or whatever. Really, the most important thing is that I get writing done.
Yeah. And I love how you self-motivate yourself. Is there anything else that you use to motivate you?
Well, I've got to say, my parent. Well, number one, my parents. They are always helping me and pushing me, even when I don't feel like
Mhm.
it. To help me to rock all the stuff I'm doing to the maximum potential.
Yeah.
Um, they are not only so good at helping me move forward, but they're also so supportive. And
Mhm.
they always they like, ever since I actually started getting serious about writing Saber Black and wanting to publish it, they've always been getting me like little things for, like, well, no, sometimes more than little, like actually big things about for Saber Black, for me to feel excited about it. For
Mhm.
example, one, and I don't have it here with me, but it's a Saber Black plushie. And
Oh,
they actually got me a
cool.
plushie based off of my main character. And then another time they got me the sword of the main character, which is super cool
Wow.
because I love swords and all that stuff. And then also, like, for my birthday last year, they got me like an entire uh, basically, I don't know if you've ever heard of cosplay, but basically
Mhm.
cosplay slash, like you're able to dress up the whole outfit of my main character. So that was
Wow.
really awesome. And just the things that they do like that, that
Mhm.
really, and then I can look at that plushie every time I'm writing, and I'm like, yeah, this shows how much my parents are investing, how much I'm investing, how much we're all investing into making this an awesome book. And it always
Mhm.
helps me to definitely keep moving forward.
Yeah, that sounds so cool. Like the plushie thing's so cute in the costume. Um,
Thank you.
so so do you have your books to show us?
Absolutely. Let's see. I will be right back.
Okay. Well, so Ariana has three books that she is, well, two books and one that she's currently working on.
Okay. We've got my books here, and I'm really, really, really excited. This one
Mm-hmm.
is the Princess Chronicles
That's so cute.
up here, and then this one is False Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
the
This
sci-fi
is
novel.
the best-selling one, right?
Yep, yep, False
Uh-huh.
Awakening. And then Sabre Black,
Very
I
cool.
don't have in my hands because it's not yet an actual published book.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm actually able to. I don't know if I'm able to show like the screen or anything, but you can easily find it if you look up Sabre Black Arianna Fox, or if you go to my site, you can always find it there too.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So do you sell your books off of your site as well?
Oh yes, I sell them all over the place. So I sell them on, on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. But I absolutely sell them under my site, ArianaFox.com, and you can get them personalized and signed there on my site as well.
Oh wow, that's so cool. And you hand sign them and everything.
Yep, absolutely.
That's very nice. Also, do you sell any other like stuff like the plushies you were talking about and the swords?
That's a really, really good question. So I don't sell any merch of my stories just yet until hopefully
Mm-hmm.
things pick up more, and then we will definitely be selling merch. But
Mm-hmm.
I do. Last I remember, we do still have shirts for sale for my
Mm-hmm.
for basically my business that is for all about inspiring others, and that I know that's a whole other topic there. But I do believe I have shirts for sale.
Mm-hmm. And we will be getting back to that topic because it's very interesting. But
Definitely.
tell me, what's your favorite genre to write
Oh my word, that is hard. That is such a hard
about?
question. I mean, seriously, I love all kinds of questions. I love all kinds of genres.
Uh-huh.
I think I'd have to say, hmm, my top favorite would probably be fantasy, because it's the easiest one for me to write, because I have like an overactive, totally like
Mm-hmm.
always going imagination, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I can come up with this and that and this land and that land and
Hmm.
things that are realistic too at the same time, and I'm just like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
I love fantasy and coming up with fantasy worlds, even creating fantasy maps. I have this I purchased a subscription to this one site called incarnate.com. It's awesome. It's very cheap, and you get to
Hmm.
create like fantasy maps. And so
That's
I was
so
actually
cool.
creating one that looks really cool. So I think I would actually say fantasy. But
Hmm.
after that, probably mystery. And I haven't published anything mystery yet. I haven't even like written anything that I want to publish for mystery yet. But there are yeah, mystery or pirate. It's Those are my favorite things to write just for fun.
Hmm.
But yeah, I have so many favorites. My favorite to read is mystery, though.
Yeah. That's so great though. And tell me, when did you first publish your first book?
Absolutely. So the Princess Chronicles, I published that. So okay, so I started writing it around 6 years old. And I
Wow.
started. Thank you. Yeah, and I started writing that when I was really, really, really young. But
Hmm.
it took years, and I mean literally years, to get the right illustrator. And so finally,
Hmm.
we found the right illustrator. It was awesome. And she was an intern for my parents' business, because they're entrepreneurs as well. And
Yeah.
so it was this beautiful watercolor, and we're like, oh my goodness, this is awesome. So we finally ended up publishing it at around age 9.
Oh, that's very cool though. But like, what made you start writing at such a young age?
That's a great question. It's interesting. Ever since I was young, I always had a passion to write. I always knew, oh
Hmm.
my goodness, I want to be a writer and I want to be an author when I grow up.
Yeah.
But that was the problem. I wanted to be an author when I grew up. And so one day I told that to my parents. I said, I want to be an author when I grow up. Yay! And my parents were like, and my parents were like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Why, when you grow up, why wait? Why not start
Hmm.
now? And that really, really, really inspired me to get back into, well, not get back into, but to get
Get into.
into writing
Mhm.
at an early age and at a young age, and be like, oh my goodness, I can do this. I can do this as a young person.
That's just amazing. And I totally agree with that. And I love how your parents, motivated you into starting your passion, like even if you're so young. That's just
Yeah,
amazing.
exactly. Thank you.
so, so tell me about the other stuff you've been doing, because you're not only a author, but you do other things like you're a speaker. Can you tell us about how you're a very motivational speaker?
Thank you. And absolutely, yes. So I'm also a motivational keynote speaker, and
Mhm.
I am, and so I have spoken at plenty of places. It's actually really interesting. I spoke at a lot of places in the past years, and then in 2020 and 2021, I've actually had several virtual speaking events, which have been
Oh
awesome.
wow.
What with COVID-19 and
Yeah.
all.
Mhm.
So that has been really awesome. I've spoken to one of my last actual speaking events was to about 600 students at Lake Forest High
Wow.
School here in Delaware. Yeah, so an awesome amount of people at a high school, and then also
Uh-huh.
I was able to speak as a keynote speaker and many other things. 2 years in a row, I got to participate as the first year as a keynote speaker and the video spokesgirl for DigiGirls Day, which is basically
Cool.
a Dell sponsored and Microsoft sponsored event
Mhm.
that had to do with the Department of Technology and Education and such. And it was a lot of fun to be a part of it. And I was basically the main video spokesperson girl, really. And
Uh-huh.
then the second time, it was awesome. I was able to be the video spokesperson again and the panel facilitator. And I was able to
Wow.
interview Governor John Carney, the governor of Delaware, and then also
Mhm.
the president of DTCC, which is Mark Brainerd. So I got to speak there, which is so awesome to have that opportunity to be able to inspire so many girls was just plain
Mhm.
amazing. And then I've spoken to several other places. Like I said, I've spoken to many virtual groups. I've
Mhm.
spoken to the Voice of Our Child group, which is really awesome. It's dedicated to helping people, especially people that are reducing the rate of teen anxiety, depression, and suicide, and
Mhm.
all of those awesome things. And I was able to speak to the kids and the adults there as well, and the professionals, and then yeah, several other
Mhm.
places.
That's just absolutely amazing. And I love how you don't only talk about you're talking about many other topics as well.
Thank you. Yeah, no, absolutely. When I speak, I don't talk about myself. I don't talk about myself when I speak. Maybe I'll have like a 5-minute part where I say, by the way, hi, I'm Arianna Fox and I do this and this and this and this. But then
Uh-huh.
the rest of my speaking events will always be about how I can inspire others, what I can say to be able to motivate people, to be able to energize them and get them going, get them excited about life. And even one of my things in the in the the in the high school speech, I
Mhm.
basically help them at the end to change the from life sucks to life rocks, and all those types of things. To be able to help people, that's like the biggest thing. It's not about me. In fact, I have a whole story about how I found out the hard way that okay, it's not about me at all. It's about helping
Mhm.
others, being able to inspire others, and helping them to live their best life.
Yeah, I love your energy and I love how you want to share your energy with everyone else.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to take a quick ad break, and when we get back, we'll be asking Ariana some more questions.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference.
Let's all welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet TV radio production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make all your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes or live radio streaming, as well as tape productions for social media platforms and television. AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages, or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's A-M-P, the number 2.tv, or call them at 866-224-5422. Feel free to call for a quote or just a consult of how to put your business on a social media platform or radio platform, or just doing a show that is covered by all platforms. Call 866-224-5422 and make an appointment. That's 866-224-5422.
You've been watching the Teenpreneur Show with global inspirational teens. Be sure to follow us at teenpreneur.show on Instagram. Now back on with the show. Hello everyone, welcome back. We're going to get straight back into asking Arianna some more questions. Let's bring her back. Hi Arianna.
Hey.
So tell me, you mentioned before that you're also a voiceover and an actress. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So I've always been doing voiceover work, actually, ever since I was really young. My daddy would be doing voiceover work. He would be doing all kinds of voices. He does anything distinct, almost any distinct voice. So Mickey Mouse, Yoda, Darth Vader, anything like that. He is amazing. And so I would always be really inspired by just watching him and listening to him work. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. I want to do that, and there's a really, really, really funny story, but it's also a really cool story about how I really, really loved and got into doing voiceover acting as well. And one of the many things I started with when I was really young, my daddy had this one voiceover gig that was for an audio YouTube series called Pure Bond, hosted by Shaquille Hawkins. Awesome series. And he was the voice of the main dad of the main character. His name was Chester Morgan, and his daughter was Sarah, and he was always trying to save Sarah, and it was all about a pure bond, really, a love, bond of love between the dad, his wife in the show, and then his daughter. And I was just kind of like standing there, listening to him, and I was like, oh man, I wish I could be your daughter in this, And I was like, I'm your daughter in real life, so I would love to be your daughter in like a voiceover, right? And so it was really funny because then years and years later, Shaquille did a reboot of Pure Bond, and with that reboot, he ended up actually reached out to me and created a character, Amy Morgan, who is the sister of Sarah. So I ended up being able to be the daughter of my daddy, literally, in the audio series. So that was one of the many things over the years that I was able to do with voiceover. I've always loved doing voiceover. It's just been so much fun to just step in front of a microphone and go crazy and be another character, be another person, And it's always been a lot of fun to do that. In fact, actually, just last December, I had an amazing opportunity to be the audiobook narrator for an awesome series but the first book that came out, I believe, is called Cloosers, The Lost Town, and I was able to actually narrate the whole thing from the first person perspective of the main person. So yeah, it's been really awesome. The voiceover journey has been incredible, and of course I love doing regular acting as well, but I think we'll get into that later, I'm assuming.
Well, that sounds super fun. And is there any other productions that you've acted in?
For regular acting or voiceover?
Oh, for regular acting.
Regular acting. Oh yeah, absolutely. I have acted in many productions. Right now it's actually super cool. Today's Thursday, so literally last Sunday I was on set for something awesome that my parents are also working on. It's called Wanna Be a Star. It's produced by Mark Ravel, and it's an amazing opportunity. It's basically a sitcom, and my character is Janet, who's the bubbly Disney personality, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a hilarious sitcom, and my daddy's actually directing it. So it's
Oh,
it's
cool.
actually incredible, and it is, it started off as just a low budget sitcom, but now it is gaining momentum and gaining traction, and it is getting huge. So we're really excited about this. Also,
Yeah.
I've been in a short film, actually no, I think an episodic series called Naysayer, in one of the episodes, and then also I've been in many other acting gigs as well, and commercial acting as well, like for commercials and such.
That sounds amazing and super fun. I love your character. Um, so, also, not only do you do that, but you also have a business called Big Idea Kid Coach. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So Big Ideas Kid Coaching is basically a business that is dedicated to motivating people through many different aspects. So whether that's my speaking or writing or even coaching, which is becoming a part of my my business right now. But no matter what it is, it's let me just put it this way. I've always been entrepreneurial because my parents have always been entrepreneurial. And I was always, ever since around the age of 6, I would go with my parents to chamber mixers and give other people our spiel. And, it would be really funny just to see a little 6-year-old kid saying, "Where's Splash Design Works?" But it was so fun and so awesome. And I've always loved the idea of being your own boss and, and being an entrepreneur. And so really it was just a matter of time. Ever since I was young, I always had the passion to inspire people, but I just didn't know how because I was so young. I didn't really have any opportunities.
Yeah.
And so when I was around 10 years old or so, my parents woke me up one morning and said, "Oh my word, you should become a motivational speaker and create your own business." And I was like, yes, that's perfect, because it culminated with the idea and the passion that I had. And so, yeah, my parents, who are, especially my daddy, who's a graphic designer, social media marketer, and logo designer and all that, he set to work on creating a brand for myself and my business, Big Ideas Kid Coaching. And we've gone through several changes of the logo and site and all that. And right now it's more along the lines of Arianna Fox and Big Ideas. But it's really awesome to be able to own my own business and say I'm a girlpreneur, and to be able to help other people through it.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. And I know you've been doing this for a while and you've been an entrepreneur since you were so little. So, is this something you want to continue in the future as a career, maybe?
Absolutely, yes. I definitely don't
Yeah.
I couldn't ever see myself not being an entrepreneur. Even if kidpreneur goes away and girlpreneur goes away, and then I come to find out years later I'm an adult. Like, I guess I'm an adultpreneur, but totally I would always be an entrepreneur no matter what. And a business owner, I could never see myself not being a business owner.
That's great. And do you want to also continue writing and being an
Oh
author?
yeah. Yeah, I laugh because writing is, if anything, that is like the thing that I've always wanted to do, always loved doing,
Yeah.
and there is no way I could ever give up on writing. It's, even when it gets tough, even when the edits get hard and all that, it's it's so worth it. Especially when I get to see my own book in my hands. It's like almost like I don't even I of course we definitely, any author needs book sales and all that, but that's not what motivates me. Book sales don't motivate me. What motivates
Yeah.
me is writing, having that beautiful opportunity to be able to write. And that, I would definitely say that I could never, I think I would get really depressed if I just didn't write. And that would
Yeah.
not be, that would not, not writing does not happen.
And you're very lucky that you got to start at such an early age and now you get to do it for like however long you want to. That's amazing. Usually people
Exactly.
are like regretful that they didn't start sooner. But you started
Yeah.
right when you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely amazing. And
Absolutely.
do you have any quick advice for anyone who's watching this?
Oh yes,
Any
I have.
entrepreneurial advice?
I have so much advice, but I would say probably one of the biggest things. I'll just give two things. One is that no matter how young you are, like, you are never too young to succeed, to do whatever it is that you want to do, you are literally never too young, because you can, if it's something like, let's say, becoming an author, etc., you can start writing now and publish it. There is no age limit. If perchance there is some kind of age limit, like for example, you want to be a basketball star or something to where you can't just really do that while you're a kid, then you can definitely start the steps to learning how to do it. I mean, I like to tell people, you have the internet at your fingertips. You are absolutely able to search up whatever you really want to. So, start the steps now. Start the steps to success. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is, for those even who are not necessarily young or old or any end of the spectrum there, but you absolutely, like, hard work. That's what I was going to mention, is that hard work is the recipe for success. I mean, there are many recipes, but that's the biggest one, because a lot of people, especially teens these days, we think that hard work is just handed to us on a silver platter, like, here you go. I'm sorry, that's not hard work. Success is just handed to us on a silver platter, like, hey, here you go. Here's some success. You want some? And that's just not how it works. For some people, maybe if they're born into, rich families and all that, then that's just how it works. But for most of us, we have to work at it. We have to work hard to succeed, and we have to definitely, grind. And I definitely think that that once you do, though, it is so rewarding that once you do, you work and you put in the effort. And yes, oh my word, it is hard. But once you put in the effort, and you will reap the rewards, and you will reap the results.
Well, that's amazing advice. Do you want to quickly share your social medias for our audience to connect with you if they're interested?
Absolutely. So you can find me on all social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as A Fox Author. Also TikTok, because I just joined like yesterday, actually. You can find all that, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok as A Fox Author. And then on LinkedIn and YouTube as Arianna Fox. To find my, and you can also find me via my site, ariannafox.com, or for any booking or speaking inquiries, which I am perfectly and totally completely open to. You can book me and email me, and also monitored by my parents, and via afox@ariannafox.com. And that's AFOX at ARIANNAFOX.com. Also, to find my books, you can find them on Amazon or barnesandnoble.com, or for personalized signed versions via my site at ariannafox.com. That's False Awakening and the Princess Chronicles. So, yep, that's me.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you, Arianna, and thank you for telling us about your whole life story and everything you've been doing.
Thank you. Absolutely. And thank you for the amazing opportunity to be able to do so.
Well, thank you everyone for watching. And if you want to know more about the Teenpreneur Show, you can check out our Instagram at teenpreneur.show and our Facebook with the same username. And you can also check out our website at teenpreneurshow.com. Thank you for watching. Tune in next week. Thank you for watching the Teenpreneur Show with diyakohli. Follow us for more information at teenpreneur.show on Instagram. To be a part of the show, fill out the form in the Instagram bio. See you next week.